Hello everybody, this is Cole Lyons from CLM Tech, and I'm going to give you my Oculus Rift review extended edition. Now this review warning may take a while and may be a lot of rambling and ranting about the Oculus Rift. So let's get started. Now I already explained everything in my previous video, which should be listed up here, hopefully right around that area, right there. There should come up. Now that kind of explained a short review just for short stuff, pretty much simple. Now I'm going to give you all of my impressions on this wonderful device. Okay, we'll start right off with the being comfortable. It is very comfortable. I could probably wear it for quite a while of time if I do not get motion sick. Now that actually is a thing with me. I'm surprised because I thought I could really handle it, and actually I do. I do get motion sick a little bit. It's comfortable except for the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, this doesn't always, this ear cup doesn't always work, and also for the fact that light does come in from down here. That does really bother me. That light comes in from the nose area. So that's something that really bothers me. But other than that, it is very comfortable. The straps are easy to adjust, although I do feel a little bit of pressure on my face right here. That and in here. Those are the only areas that I really feel pressure. And everything else I do get used to after a while. So that's all good. And another note on comfort is that this is a very good design where it goes around the head. You can zip it up or strap it up from here, and the top, the right, and the left. That's actually a very smart design. I really enjoy what they did there. And it kind of reminds me of, well, I'm not going to mention that, but previous VR headsets that haven't worked in the past. Now, something that HTC Vive did that I wish Oculus did was have the wiring go from the top out. But they didn't do that. I believe this might be here for something else. I really don't know. Maybe this is here to have your headphones going through. Maybe. I really don't know. Because most headphones go through the left, like the ones that I reviewed earlier today did. So overall, it's a nice looking headset too. I actually feel good having it on. And I'm glad I got the Oculus over the Vive. I am a Vive fan, or I was a Vive fan, because of the whole room scale tracking. But now Oculus pretty much has the same thing with their two trackers that you can get up to 4, I believe, and also the fact that they have touch controllers. And I'm a fan of that the Oculus is cheap. At first I'm like, why would anybody buy an Oculus? And now I understand why. It's because of the cheap price and the easy setup, and plus you get all that amazing content through the Oculus app that you don't get with the HTC Vive. Okay, the next thing that I want to say is the screen quality. Now this might take a while to explain. Now one, I don't know, but the lens flare or whatever they call it is pretty bad. There's on a black screen with any color, it always shines like I'm looking through a rainy windshield with cars' headlights shining in my eyes at midnight. That's a lot what it looks like. It is just blurry, and it's bad, and it's terribly designed for having light on black. Now, I do not notice this as much playing higher-end games built more for VR, like the Assembly, and even Subnautica sometimes. But on other titles that are just kind of out there for the sake of proof of concept, I really don't know if that was the best choice to make a game for Oculus if you couldn't even get the black right. Now, I know that's a hardware issue, but it's also a software issue where people are just too lazy to make software that's compatible with this. I mean, I do that every day in Photoshop. You guys should be able to do that with your $1 million software and design team. The next part of the screen that I dislike is that the resolution, it is low per eye. It does seem like it's 480p, as some people have discussed, and I believe that's kind of around the resolution that I'm getting. Although the immersion definitely makes up for it when you play higher-end games like Subnautica and games like the Assembly. It definitely makes up for the bad resolution. Now, the other part of the screen is the screen door effect. I do notice it, but once again, I only notice it in the lower end titles, in the lower end things. I mean, it's there, but you kind of just ignore it. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. And after playing with it all day, I've really decided that, you know, for $600, it's not incredibly expensive. And for the stuff you get, I think it's definitely worth it. But we'll have to see after a month with the Oculus Rift, if I actually even make that review, how I like it. Now, the tracking on this device, I'm just going from one thing to another. The tracking on this device is definitely nice. It's a nice tracker. And I found that it covers the whole entire room. I mean, it covers probably from like here, over this area right here, all the way over there. And that's quite a ways away, I gotta say. And it covers over here. It covers everywhere. Maybe it's just the room or the colors or who knows. And it also picks up my mouth moving, which is really neat. I do that a lot. So, it picks that up. But I just thought it was really cool. And with two sensors, I could almost certainly get this whole entire room to be totally sensed by Oculus. Even though not a lot of the apps and games I have for it support it. So the next thing on it is sound. Sound is A+, I gotta say. Some of the best gaming sound I've heard, except I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to research it because this thing just does not work. Maybe it's a noise cancellation thing, but it only works after I move it around to a certain point. Back to the screen issue, though. I know it's OLED and everything, but the brightness is perfect, which is good. But once again, the colors, I think, could be better. I know it's OLED, I know it's RGB, but I don't know. Everything about this display just seems that it could be improved. Now, another note is that it did not take my PC anything to run most games. Every game I tried except Subnautica, and I understand Subnautica because, because that game doesn't work half the time anyways, let alone with VR. And now that I'm understanding that this thing's screens are very small, they don't take many pixels, and they just aren't that good, I understand why it shouldn't take systems much to run virtual reality. The Xbox controller they sent with it, it's nice, you know, it's a solid Xbox One controller, just like you'd get with an Xbox One. It's nice, I mean, it's a good controller, it's solid, you know, it has the nice, it's just a nice controller. It doesn't have the textured grip that the new ones do, but it's still, I mean, it's a nice, solid controller. The cloth they gave you with it's a little disturbing that they said that you cannot use liquid cleaner, so I'm going to be pretty careful when cleaning up my Oculus Rift, because you know you get sweat if you're doing a really intense gaming session. I haven't been in the mood for video games for the past few days, so I haven't done anything big, just some nice light gaming. But if you're in a super intense gaming session, maybe your lenses fog up, and you know you can wipe it off with this cloth. And I bet you're allowed to use other cloths too, but I would make sure that you can. Because, you know, you don't want to do anything that could endanger your Rift. Also, the video quality I'm having is a little tough because the lighting here is so incredibly bad. And I'm sorry about that, but the lighting just really isn't very good. And that's just what you guys are going to have to deal with for the next few days, because we're moving and it's pretty hectic. And I'm still trying to make videos. Like I said earlier, the sensor is nice, it looks good, and doesn't really clutter up your desk. And I'm actually very satisfied that they had one cable instead of like the 8 that I've seen, or it looks like Vive has. But of course on Vive you have to have your headphones up there as well, so it probably looks like a lot more when you start putting some serious Sennheiser headphones. I like Bose better, but Sennheiser headphones up there. Now for headphones, I don't really see that you need them, even though these things do look pretty chintzy. They sure sound great. Now, you might want to get some $250 to $300 headphones to compete with that, but you need to make sure they're 7.1 true surround sound. Not true, but good. 7.1 good gaming surround sound. I know that Razer makes a few, but I would stick to like a higher end line. I know Sennheiser makes some really nice ones. You can always try Razer if you want to, but you may need to make sure that this sounds really good because that'll take away the experience. Now, the one thing I gotta say is the biggest negative about the headset is that light right there and the screen door effect, and also having that low resolution. That's the only bad part of it. These things work pretty well. This is kind of a weird foam thing here. Like, at first I thought it was staring off into black, and it's actually just like foam, like, just foam. Isn't that weird? Yeah, so I didn't mean to touch the lenses either. Probably break them. They do scratch easy, by the way, so be careful with that. In case everybody didn't know, you don't just do that, which is I thought you did. You actually have to push in. You can't just slide your finger on. You have to actually push in to slide the lenses around. And they do slide with a little bit of resistance, but they still slide pretty well. The straps, again, they're high quality straps. They go pretty well. They're not like the dumb, cheap stuff. They actually work pretty well. That's it for my extended review of the Oculus Rift. I know this one wasn't as good and professional, even though the other one wasn't professional at all. I needed to explain things a little bit more and talk a little bit more about it because it's an exciting piece of technology. The unboxing experience was great. When you first get it, you'll probably be amazed at just the unboxing experience itself. Including the setup, it's super easy to do in the computer. I don't think we're going to do a tutorial about that later, but we might. Once again, coming this Friday, we are going to have people coming over to experiencing virtual reality for the first time. I know back in 2015 or 16, it was early 2016 or late 2015, when I experienced VR for the first time, I was absolutely amazed. And I've always wanted to get an HTC Vive. I'm messing up my words tonight. And I actually got an Oculus Rift, as you know, of course, instead, and I still think it was just as amazing. So when everybody tries it out for the first time, we're going to try to record it, and we really hope they enjoy it. Thanks, guys, for watching this video. If you even did, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. This was just me talking about my feelings towards the Rift. I think it's an amazing piece of technology, and I think that if people really pressed it, they could go places. I cannot wait until the CV3 comes out. Maybe they'll even have some reasonably priced improvements with the CV2 that might be worth checking out. But when that comes out, I'll let you guys know. We know that Lenovo and Microsoft and maybe even possibly Apple are working on some virtual reality headsets. So we'll have to see in the coming months how it goes. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe again. And I say that twice per video for specific reasons, because I want you to like and subscribe. I really do. This will not have any copyrighted content, by the way, because I do want monetization on my channel. Yes, I do. We will see you guys about the Oculus Rift next Friday. Oh, wait. Actually, no, we can't. Alright, anyways, that included controller was awesome. I just wanted to say that so that I didn't miss... Oh, here it is. Alright. The controller was really good. I love this controller. It works well. Now, when you first get it, it says pull, and I tried to pull out and you can't. You need to pull down on the tab. So pull towards the bottom of it. Don't pull straight out. That's it. Thanks, guys. See you guys later. Here it is. Oh, by the way, the office prank was kind of funny on the bonus video. It's snowy out right now where we are, and we're not going to be in the snow for long. We're leaving. We're leaving as fast as we can.